Olá, olá a todos. Estamos aqui para mais uma live. Segundo as contas, esta é a live número 55 em menos de 2 meses. Vejam só a loucura positiva de termos 55 lives. Nós vamos ter aqui um convidado especial e esta live vai ser em inglês. So, we will speak in English. Ups, virei agora isto. Vocês já estão a ver o quão preparado eu estou. We will speak in English, and this live will be with a very good friend from Israel. I'm trying to invite him at this point. Here we go. And we will speak about something that happened amazing during the quarantine. So you'll see my guest. Here he is. Hi, Gerrit.
Hi, how are you doing?
Very good. And you?
Fantastic, thank you. Fantastic. I'm glad we see we arranged the shirts, eh?
Green.
Absolutely.
That's coincidence. I have another one for the next meeting that I have, but it's black. So if you want, I can change it. Oh. Very good.
No, that's all good, all good.
So let's start this.
How are you going? Good?
Very good. Here in Portugal, it's a very sunny day in the south. Probably very near, like in Israel. Are you in Tel Aviv?
I am close to Tel Aviv, yeah. It's maybe 25, 26 degrees here today. Sunny, perfect. Bet you we can't go to the beach with this coronavirus.
I'm proud. So there's always good things on this, and one of the meanings that you are here before I present you. Let people come to join the meeting. Gerrit is a very good friend that I have the pleasure to meet here in Portugal and have him on stage on the biggest coaching momentum. He works with several personalities. He works in a lead company on the coaching industry that released a product that was an amazing solution in the last years. Also, he's a head lead of several departments. He's one of the most amazing people that I know, because in a couple of minutes, he creates solutions for everything. He can do anything. And imagine what happened in these days during the quarantine. He just decided in a couple of days, let's write a book. And he did wrote a book. So this call is going to be a lot of what happened in Israel, what is the companies at this point and the business parties in Israel doing, different mentality. Israeli people, they really focus on what is the solution and create solutions and opportunities in the challenge. So we'll have here a very pleasant example of what is happening the other side in the world, in a perspective from a business guy, a leader, a very good friend that will impress everyone. And of course, I want to speak about the book. So we want news about.
All right.
Gerrit, we know each other for maybe 2 years, more or less.
Yeah.
And it was a very good surprise meeting someone that is coming regularly to Portugal, is around the world, is coming from South Africa. Today we're going to have a Shark Tank from the TV. He's from South Africa as well. He's our last guest at 10 p.m. from Portugal, probably midnight or 1 a.m. there in Israel.
Midnight, yeah. I try and stay awake, but I can't guarantee anything.
You can see it after in 24 hours.
Perfect.
There is a mentality. When I went to South Africa, when I stay in Johannesburg and then Cape Town. Johannesburg is the confusion. Cape Town is a very high-level city with a lot of open mentality. So how about we started? You share your story from how did you change from South Africa to Israel?
All right. So long story. I lived in South Africa, studied there, grew up there, did everything there. And when I met my ex-wife there, and after a trip to trying to live in different parts of the world, we decided to settle in Israel. And so that's how I got to Israel. And I studied in South Africa, psychology, business, and it was for me very important and a critical part of my development to grow up in South Africa, where we have so many different cultures You know, we've got 11 different languages there. To really to build me into what I am today, you know, and to try and understand all these different cultures, you know. And I think that is what has helped me. I think it's 13 years now in Israel, to really understand and to adapt. Yeah, you know, it's a different mentality. I think you've been here. It's crazy, and it takes some adjustment. So yeah, I think that background and the upbringing in South Africa really helped.
That's amazing, because there is some people traveling around the world and they don't fit how much the experience. They don't realize, they don't have awareness how rich is the experience, meeting different cultures, different habits, different people. It's so beautiful, and I'm very pleased to listen from you that because in Israel the things on business, they are really serious. I remember when I went to Tel Aviv and I went to present in a conference. It was a big conference. I came to speak about motivation in the problems. Everyone, and I mean everyone is everyone that I come, they watch me. Hey, where are you from? Portugal. Portugal is a friendly country in Israel. Oh, thank you for coming. They were very good, friendly, very open. And then they asked me, so what's your business? And I was like, okay, my business is speaking engagement. And immediately, okay, what else? And what else? I have one business, is enough? No, you don't have any business. So most of the people, the mentality there is you can have a business, but you can set the second business and third business and whatever. So at this point, I'm very curious to listen from you before we go to the book. How is the mentality at this point on Israel? What is the main focus of the population? How is the economy? How you see from outside with your experience, the leading with the economy, the society, the emotions? Tell us a bit what is happening in Israel.
So what is happening at the moment, as you know, and as all of you know, Israel is sort of the high-tech mecca of the world. You know, after Silicon Valley, we've got very close ties with Silicon Valley, and so everything here is pretty much online in terms of, you know, all these businesses. So the transition now in the Corona period was difficult for a lot of people. I think we had 1.2 million people out of 8 million being unemployed or been put on unpaid leave. So that's a huge amount. The rest kept working, you know. So the businesses keep going. The economy is taking a hit at the moment. But I think the advantage that we have over a lot of different countries is that we have this huge portion of the economy that is internet based. You know, all these high tech, you know, Mobileye, Waze, all those types of companies that comes from Israel, Checkpoint, all those, they really help to keep the economy sort of going. And I think the government, whether you like them or not to get into politics, has handled this pretty good. We have returned to schools this week. On Monday, grades 1, 2, and 3, they've returned to school 5 days a week. The supermarkets have been open all the time. The malls is opening tomorrow, so that's quite exciting. The hairdressers opened last week, so I'm super excited. I was looking like this, so that's fantastic. Yeah, and so I think about 5%, 6% of the people have started going back that was unemployed. So it's a process, and I think the economy is starting to sort of get going again, and it's absolutely because they've just locked us down really early, and you know, our curve in the corona has gone down to about 30 new cases a day. At the highest point, it was 729. Now we're down to 30. So it's taken a big dip, and fantastic. And we're very happy about that. And the only thing now is for our economy to really get going, is for the world to start waking up also, because although we have a strong high-tech field that people are still working, still producing, a lot of different fields is working with overseas. For example, the company that I'm working with at the moment, 99% of their business is on face-to-face. And until there's flights, until there's, the ability for us to touch each other, to get close to each other, that is not going to change, and that business will not be able to grow again. So we are innovative. We're looking at different solutions and different ways to do things. We like to be different and tackle problems from different angles. Going online, so we're very quick to react and change it. And so it's absolutely fantastic. And I think you guys heard also that there's sort of some breakthroughs being made in the vaccine here in Israel to find a vaccine for the coronavirus. So I'm not holding my breath yet, but the signs are very positive that even though the economy has taken a hit, in the next year or so, it will be back to where it was before Corona. And all things considered, I think a year is not too bad for recovering an economy.
That's great. You are talking about the economies and people, they are coming back before Corona. What is your belief, and with your experience, what you see around there in Israel? Of course, you are one step forward than us here in Portugal, because we're just opening now this week very slowly, and we still have around, I don't know how many cases. But in your perspective, what do you think is the biggest concerning fears that can block the economy and business in Israel and in the world at this point?
I think the biggest problem, or the biggest issue that the economy has had, is the uncertainty and the fear of what's next. Am I going to have a job? Am I going to have clients? Am I going to be able to travel, to go visit clients? Is there someone else that's going to be quicker, more innovative than me to steal my old clients in a different way? So I think it's the uncertainty and the fear, I think, is the two main things that at the moment people are sort of struggling with. And if you want to throw in anxiety, you can. There's a lot of anxious people, and I see it, at the schools. People are scared to send the kids to school with that anxiety. I'm letting go of my kid. He was safe for a month and a half at home. Now I'm sending him to school. What's going to happen? I'm out of control. So yeah, it's the same for business. Absolutely.
Here in Portugal, we can say that we have around 96-97% of the business, the companies, with less than 10 employees. We are talking about 1.2 million of companies. So it's a lot. Yeah. And we are expecting between 5, 10%, 15, no one knows. And they can go down. And of course, will be a new opportunities after this. What do you think is the priority on the leadership in a country, in an economy at this point? Because here we are talking about a lot to save the employers. But of course, to have employers, we need to have a company. Exactly. So if the focus is not on creating solutions for the companies go down, then the employees go down as well. So how do you think, from an outside vision, from a country that are very focused on business, very driving on business, what do you think is going to be the right steps at this point, where we don't know if it's going to come another wave in a couple of days, in a couple of weeks? We don't know if this is finishing or not finishing. So in all this uncertainty scenario, what do you think should be the next steps, and what do you believe that is going to work more in the near future? Yeah,
I can completely associate with that. There's a lot of small businesses here, and for the last 2 weeks, we had really big struggles with the government and small business owners, because they don't get unemployment pay from the government because they are self-employed. Anyway, I think if I look at companies, that is the smaller companies, the big companies, they will go through a process of, maybe some people will, you know, reduce the amount of employees that they have, and they will keep going because they have the big customers. But the smaller companies, I think they need to, I think you mentioned to me once, you know, they need to grow some balls and not be scared of taking risks. You know, they've got absolutely nothing to lose. They've lost 2 months of work. Worse than this, they probably will not get. So be bold and do not be scared. You know, that's not going to serve them at all. You know, it's just growing some and just really just go for it, you know, full out, and be innovative. You know, don't be stuck in what you've done. Don't be stuck in the old habits and the old routines. Create new routines, create new habits, create new products, and try and be innovative with you know, even if it sounds crazy to most people, most of the craziest ideas has been the biggest successes. So for me, that is absolutely true. And keep doing what you love. My God, you know, we are here on Earth for so little time and so short time. You've got to do what you love. If not, then what are we here for?
I remember when we go to the gym and you do always 10 repetitions, and you get the muscle strong, and then you stop there and you don't know if you can do the 11. So the only way to you know if you can grow the muscle of your body, but as well of your company, you have 10, and then you need to do one more, and then maybe the muscle will grow. And I was remember once I read a theory from Richard Barrett, and recently José Roberto Marques in Brazil was presenting his theory, and I did an adaptation for the reality here, at least in Portugal. That's when the crisis come, there is always something good. This is the mindset in the Japan. When you write crisis, there is two meanings: danger, opportunity. So if you want to watch the opportunity, first you need to know the reality. And the reality at this point, you have different states of people, different states on the company, different states in the economies, in the areas. So there are some people that are still on the state one. This is my mindset state, is the zombie, okay? The zombie state, because there is people probably in Israel as well at this point. They still do not have aware what happened. So they are waiting that someone will come and rescue them, or bring the food, or create a new job for them. Someone, we don't know who, maybe God, maybe my old boss, maybe the government, someone will rescue us. And those guys, they will have a lot of challenge when the date of this Finnish quarantine will happen, because the date is set. We don't know the date, but the date is set. Like everything in life, absolutely, this will finish. So this is the only certainty I have. This will finish. So, and then you have the second state, is the survival state. And in the survival state, you just watch to the needs, the basic needs. Do we have cash flow in the company to survive? Do we have food to sustain my kids or my family? So all the basic needs, if you know the Maslow pyramid, the basics, they rise up. And this is where is the most of the companies at this point. They are waiting. Let's see if European Union rescue us. Let's see if there is some money coming from outside, or the bank will grow a good percentage of borrow money to us. Then you have the adaptation field, and this is a very good step to be at this point. Why? Because when you start to adapt, you start to create flexibility in yourself and play with the game that we have on reality. And I believe we will not come back as was before quarantine, but as well, I don't believe that everything is going to be different. I believe there is a middle term. And adaptation is crucial, because this is the companies that at this point, they are making the strategic changes for online. They are creating new products. They change the manufacturing to help the situation in the economy. And there is a small percentage that these people has a strong mindset. And then definitely will be the last point on the quarantine crisis. You come from the zombie, survival, adaptation, and the last one is the reset, the reposition. How are you going to position yourself? And of course, the visionaries in all all the data, all the stories. In the last recession we had, 2008, 2009, we created the biggest companies in the last decade.
Yeah.
You create Uber, you create Airbnb, WhatsApp, we create WhatsApp, even Instagram started more or less in that season. So the biggest companies, they come from the biggest receptions. If you go on the back on the Second World War, you create the biggest companies and the biggest fortunes in the world. You can remember, if you go a little back in the First War in 1929, the biggest reception, you also have a lot of details, like companies like Nutella. Nutella was created because the guy who was producing the product, he ended up the cacao. So no more cacao. How the hell am I going to sell the product? So let's put, how do you say, what's inside of Nutella?
Hazelnuts.
Hazelnuts.
Yeah, hazelnuts, yes.
Hazelnuts inside. And then he has a product he's selling in every country in the world after almost 100 years.
Yeah.
So something good will going to happen. Something very good is going to happen. This is my belief. So how the hell I know my position at this point? What I believe is the best way, the best strategy to get yourself climbing these 4 states. Because most of the people that I see, they are on the first zombie state.
Yeah, and I think that goes very nicely into parts of the book I attempted to write. In that first stage, yeah, it's a lot of people are there, and I think it's okay that they are there, but they need to be in that first stage, creating the right goals and direction for their business, so that they go to the next stage. I think a lot of people are in that stage where they'll say, oh my God, what now? And they're stuck. And if they don't have the correct plan and the roadmap for them to go forward, they will not be able to. So in my opinion, what people need to go back to the drawing boards. All right? Go back to the simplest thing, and people are scared of it. Go write your business plan. Go write your mission. Go write your vision. Put it on paper to see what you want. Today, I don't know if you or me, well, I'm still, yeah, sometimes I don't use it, but most of us, 90% of us, put in, when we drive the car, put on Waze or put on Google Maps to get to where we need to go. Why do people not do that in a business through that business plan? Why don't they put it on a paper? People just go, yeah, today I'll do this. Shit, it didn't work. Now I'll do this. And people are just haphazarding going through their business. And I think people need to create a proper roadmap for them so that they can follow that and really grow. That's my opinion.
That's amazing. So at this point, and I'm going to pull back for your book, I'm going to ask everyone, if you remember someone that speaks in English or is near from Israel or in any other country that they speak English, this is the time to invite that person here. You go downstairs here in the airplane, you touch the airplane, and you invite 1 or 2 people that you want to join to this conversation. Because Gerrit, he's going to share some in first hand, because the book is brand new. He's going to share the key points of this book. I'm going to recommend the book because he already talked to me about some points of the book. But live, this is the first opportunity you're going to find out how a business book was built inside of the quarantine. So this is a book written for our season. This is a book written for our needs at this point. So go here in the airplane and invite someone. So Gerrit, we'll jump here a bit for the book. You talk about the plan, the roadmap. I don't know if you wrote about this in your book, but I believe it's crucial for the people that they used to have a business plan, 10 years, 5 years, 3 years. At this point, myself, I don't believe in a business plan of 10 years, because you set a business plan today, and tomorrow, now we're going to have another wave of quarantine or whatever. So I believe more in the roadmap that you talk. So a roadmap is something that you can filter and you can adjust and adapt much more easily than a business plan of 10 years or whatever. What do you share with us? Do you have a roadmap in your book? Tell me first, make me an unbelievable presentation about the book, and then talk about this.
All right. So I'm very honored to share this with you. That's the first time I'm sharing it with anyone. It's also the first book I'm writing. So yeah, I'm very excited. Basically, I created this model of business to help, I've been working with coaches, psychologists, trainers, starting out in business for the last 3 years. I spoke to hundreds, if not thousands of people. And the one thing that I find is that they go from training to training to training, whether it's Lego serious play, whether it's NLP, whether it's, they spend thousands and thousands of dollars on training, and they can quote you books and Tony Robbins, and they can quote everything, and they know everything. But when I say, okay, so how's your business, Oh my God, don't speak to me about that. It's so difficult, this business thing. Oh, goodness. And I realized that people don't know how to create a business, They don't know the basics of a business. So I created this, I call it the Together model, because it's based on the acronym Together, where people can really just follow these easy, simple steps and create themselves a business based on this, but not only. Because as you know, as everybody else knows, it needs a lot of hard work and determination. And that's why the first part of the book deals with exactly that, the T for training. Not training in terms of, getting knowledge, but training yourself, training your mind, your body, and your soul to be aligned. Because once you've aligned, you'd be able to, take your business forward and be passionate about your business and have the powers, to take your business forward. Because if you are not healthy, you've got heart problems, or you've got high blood pressure, going into a business by yourself or creating your own business is probably going to be detrimental to your health, because it's not easy, Anybody that tells you differently, I call him a liar. And if they want to come talk to me afterwards, I'll be happy to, but to discuss that. So for me, it's very important, to be healthy physically, to have a clear mind, to be clear in your mind, and then also to have that, I call it the soul, but it's not spiritual or religious. It's more a connection with yourself, to really be able to be aligned. And, people talk about aligning your chakras and all that, but it's not that. It's just being aligned and being in the zone to really take that forward. So for me, that's the first step of the book, and I think it's very, very important. And then, the book goes on to talk about, more technical things like marketing and sales and, creating order and, a lot of different things. And I give some very nice sales tips because I've been in sales for 13 years, selling a lot of different things to a lot of different companies, and it's not always been easy. And I've created sort of, I call it a pitch that is almost a plug and play that I've added into one of the appendixes in the books, where you can just, add your own product into it, and you can give it a go. And for me, it's worked, and it's still working. So that's the book in 2 minutes.
It's unbelievable. So you put together all the experience with all the psychology of people, the coaching, the business guys you meet around the world, in Israel as well, in the last year. So you make a compilation of all the knowledge, thousands of people that you met in the industries that you were, and you pick the right key to open the door of a business. And the right key, what I understand here, is the basics the foundations, but most of all, the state you go to the action. So it's a book with a power to action. Because
Exactly.
without action, you don't have results.
Exactly.
I used to say to the people, action equal results, massive action equal massive results. And you live in a season that we need massive action. And most of the people, they are stopping. We are inside the house, the door is closed, and I don't have another keys. Yes, you have another keys. You have the mindset keys. You have the keys to start to prepare yourself for another door online. So do you have any suggestion in the book for the people that are at this point, or even your opinion now? Because most of the people at this point, they are on the old business, no internet, no online products. They are stuck and they are watching, saying, by example, my own business. I did a plan, and you knew, because we have the second momentum plan into July. Right. And right before we launched the publicity, in the first days, we went to the quarantine. So we are talking about almost 500,000 revenue that is disappearing. So you prepare your company in the second semester to make 500,000 euros, and suddenly you don't have anything. All the events that you have were presential events. So you need to have a mindset, because if you let you go down, it disappears. So the book will be ideal for me as well, because I'm restarting a new business. I'm to position myself to create online products as well, to create coaching online teams, to create a different perspective of business, different areas, different products. So this will be the ideal book for me as well, and for people with the closed mindset. Will be a call as well to, hey, wake up, because if you stay where you are, you're gonna fucking die.
Yeah. Exactly. If you can't adapt, either adapt or die. You know, I think it's an old survival. People in survival. I think it's the 120 minutes movie that he was talking about, that you either cut your hand off or you die. So business is not that serious. You don't have to cut your hand off, but you need to adapt. You need to make some tough decisions, and make sure, and don't sulk on the losses, because they are not real losses. They're theoretical losses. All right. We have, you had planned to get $250,000 in revenue. Okay. It's not there anymore at this point in time, but it's not a loss. So to make that up, you need to make some hard decisions, and you need to, like you said, recalculate your route, your roadmap, So you have the car has taken a detour, and you just need to find your way back. And doing that is key in surviving during these periods of time.
Unbelievable. Fantastic. So if you are in the old model of business, waiting for the presential sellings or physical products, think very well, how can you reach your product to the others? And most of all, watch the needs on the new clients. What I believe is the offer at this point is in our reception, but as well the asking. So usually you have a gap on the asking or on the offer. At this point, we have a gap in both. So this never happened. Maybe in the First War, Mundial War, but this never happened, at least in the last 100 years. A gap, a downsize in both sides of the business. So how can the book serve this reality, or even in your opinion at this point, to balance what is happening at this point, even the offer of the products or on the side when you are asking for new products?
I think we all are consumers, and a lot of us is also consumers of our own products. So think what you need now and create a product for that. Because if you need it, other people will need it also. And for me, the real critical thing in doing this, during this time when you have to try and find the balance, is really to be clear in your mind what your values are in your business. Because you can have 10, 20 different products, great ideas, But if you're not connected to your core and the values of your business, you will lose focus. And so go back to your core, why you originally started your business. Go back to that now and figure out what that is. And from there, you will be able to go forward. Whether it is helping other people, whether it's creating innovative products, whether it's serving others. Figure out your core, the intrinsic values that you have in your business, why you started it, whether it's 2 years, 5 years, 10 years ago. And from there, go forward.
There is something that I think you can help. Let's pick an area. I'm very comfortable in the area of coaching. I know that 99.1% of the people in Portugal that take coaching, they never gain the life with coaching. So they take a course, they spend 1,000, 2,000 or whatever, and then they don't make money with that. How the book will fit these people's challenge? Because they don't know how to do the business. They have potential, they have a very good tool, and they don't make money with it.
That's exactly why I wrote the book for those people. You know, as I said, I was talking to these people, and I see them. They've got the passion. They've got the need to help people, to coach people, to make the lives of other people, you know, better, but they don't know how to. So the book really goes step by step for them, you know, from taking care of yourself to creating order in your business, you know, on how to market yourself. You know, marketing, I think, for these people is critical, because I think that's where they're lacking. As soon as they get the marketing right, they will be able to sell themselves. Because I think you know, if you speak to anybody in a business, they will be able to tell you what they do. The problem is getting it in front of the correct people. So marketing and then sales are the two things. I think that the book, it's also the two biggest chapters in the book, because I feel they are the most critical. You know, they are the two core components. You know, for me, a business is like a four-legged chair. Okay, so you've got a product, you've got marketing, you've got sales, and then you've got the results. Okay, so you've got those four. If one of them is not working, you know, and the one of those legs are broken, the chair falls. You're going to fall flat in your ass. So you've got to make sure that you've got a good product, good marketing, good sales, then the results will come, no problem. So I talk about that in my book, to really, you know, for people to understand it's not just about a great product. There's lots of great products out there. But you need to have the package.
I agree with you. These are four key essential legs for any table in the business at this point, and the people need to reinforce and make the legs different at this point. So if you are suggesting or consulting someone with a book, tools to set a new business company at this point, how you would define the ideal structure of a new company? What will be the ideal marketing? What will be the ideal product? How will be the ideal sales during the visualization of the new business?
We'll take coaching again as an example.
Yeah.
Each product is different, so each marketing of each product is different. For me, creating a new business now is the critical thing. Again, mission, vision. What are the core values of your business? Once you understand that, we can go one step further. Then you need to figure out who's your target audience. Who are you going to sell to? Are they 95-year-old people? Are they 15-year-olds, 20-year-olds? Where's your target market? How big is that target market? Then you've got to do the needs analysis there. Yeah, it's a slog. You know, it's not easy doing all those research, but you've got to understand that, because if I'm going to market my product as a coach to the wrong target market, I'm not going to be able to do the sales because I'm pitching my marketing to the wrong people. All right. Now, in terms of figuring that out, if I've got my target market, I know what it's all about, then I would go about and really just target market them through social media, through, we see it a lot these days, and everybody's doing it. Everybody's doing it a little bit differently, but everybody's doing it, is free webinars. It's the newest, craziest thing. Everybody's doing it, and they are creating leads from that, right? We've been doing it for the last 3 years. So it's not a new Corona thing, but it works if done correctly. And then sales, in my opinion, if you're a coach, is to do it face to face like we are doing it here, me and you. Not the telephone and all that, it works. For me, it takes longer. A 15, 20-minute Zoom call or FaceTime or WhatsApp call where he can see me, I can see him. Yeah, it sounds crazy, but it works. I can create, and Ricardo, you're a coach. You know that. Creating rapport with your client is the most important thing, I think, in creating that bond in your coaching relationship. The same thing for a sale, in my opinion. If you create connection with the client in the first 15, I'm exaggerating, 1-2 minutes of your call, the chance you closing him has increased 3 times more than if you didn't create that bond. Because now he's not buying your product, he's buying you. And for me, that's absolutely critical. You've got to sell yourself, not your product. The product sells itself. There's 120 other, if not more, people selling the same type of product. But he's going to buy you and not someone else, because he can get the same product, the same price, sometimes even for less, from other people. So you need to figure out also how to sell yourself and present that to your client, to your potential customer. That's my opinion.
That's very powerful, because you connect here, for example, on the product, you connect the product with the needs of the people. So analyze your targets, analyze the needs of the people, and you will have the product. Sometimes it's not easy, but if you are very specific, you're going to reach the ideal person, even if you don't have the ideal product. Is the way you determine your goal. And then you connect it with the sales, with the basic of the selling, to create a rapport. And I believe that the new client that is made this season, he will be much more demanding than in the past. Why? Because everyone is selling online, because if you have a good image and if you do a copy paste, you already have a product. So where is going to make the changing? And you touch here, for me, the key points, relationship. Because if the people, they like you, they're going to listen. But if they trust, they're going to buy you.
Exactly.
So the trust is the next step of the client for me. And then when you talk about marketing, you talk about your idea, the idea of the company. What is the mission? What is the values? What is the vision of your company? So you have the 3 strong legs for the last leg, because it's the results. You always measure the results. You only need to adapt regarding the results. So you create a structure here, very brilliant, very simple, very practical, the ideal table of business. And this can put the people eating inside. And remember, if they like, they're going to listen to you. Maybe they're going to watch your product, but they just going to buy it if they trust. For example, in the beginning of the conversation, the people here who do not know you, and the people, the hundreds and thousands of people who are going to assist this live in YouTube, in Instagram, in the next 24 hours, the people that we're going to email marketing them, they're going to have the chance to have 1 hour. And let's see what this guy is saying. He knows about marketing. He knows about selling. Oh, these are good topics. He knows about online as well. So what else? So in 1 hour, they are gaining the trust. And what we hope is that at the end of this book, like we did with Javier Iriondo, we interviewed him in Spanish 2 weeks ago. The people go and buy the book, and this is how we change the market. Gain trust, find the ways to gain the trust of the people. I have one very good question to promote your book, and I'm going to ask you after where we can buy the book. And so, what is a business beast? How the hell I know that I am a business beast?
Everybody's a business beast if they decide to be. Even the biggest guys in the market, the strongest ones, even the small guy selling food from a back of a car. Each one of us can be a business beast if we decide to be that within our own parameters.
That's amazing, because you just touched the key word for anyone that wants to have a business: decision. Decide and make the universe, God, life, forever conspiring in your favor. And this is one of the most strong words I ever heard. One of my videos in YouTube that has a lot of feedbacks directly from the people is like, how the hell are I going to take a decision? How can we make a very good decision? And this is what is holding the people to move forward, holding them. So take a decision, buy the book. You have the book online, and you have the book physically on Amazon, correct?
Absolutely. I've got the Kindle version online, and also the paperback can be bought online through Amazon. And you can go get it there under my name. And I'm looking forward to really getting this book to take off a little bit, because I've decided, as I mentioned to you, that during this troubling and struggling time for a lot of people, I know families that both parents has lost their jobs. They've got little kids at home. So I've decided all the proceeds that I'm going to get from the sales of this book will be donated to one of these families that is struggling, to really just show my social responsibility and my support to us and to the community. I really thank you for the opportunity, Ricardo. I really appreciate it.
So if you buy a book, we contribute for the people that most need it, what is a very blessed action. So I thank you for that. It's one of the reasons I really love it to make this call with you. You are the 8th country that I'm inviting in less than 2 months to come into these lives. So we have 7 countries. You have people from South of America, North of America, Europe. At this point, we have someone from Asia, Israel, where it's really good. We are getting international. Next week, we're going to have someone from Africa as well.
Tonight, you're having someone from Africa, Ricardo.
We're going to bring someone from Cape Town to talk about how we can swim with the sharks like I did in Cape Town. Crazy. That was a very leadership, good experience. When you see the tooth of the sharks coming, that's great. I cannot speak very loud on this call because I have another call. We are 2 persons working on the same house. She's doing a coaching session for this. This is my quiet live I ever did. I'm trying to speak a little bit less than usual, but I have 2 questions for you before we end, because I'm getting in a conference in a couple of minutes in Turkey. Sure. And watch the powerful the internet. A few weeks ago, I never imagined speaking with you in Israel and reach dozens of people here that getting already in this call. I didn't imagine that 1 hour after I'm going to speak with Turkey. Then I'm going to put all the leaders of Portugal at 6:30 p.m. here in Portugal. The company's leaders guy, one of the representative of the biggest communications company. So what a board, unbelievable board. We're going to have a TV shark at the end of the night, reaching hundreds and thousands of people in just one day in different countries. Amazing. So this is the power of our future. We cannot be sleeping, complaining, and watching down. We need to watch up. So if was a question that I didn't make to you in this call, what will be that unbelievable question, and how do you answer to it? That's your friend. Always is an extra question.
Sorry, you need to ask that again. I lost my train of thought.
No worries. I have a question in case you don't remember. What I am asking you is that if there was an amazing question, the perfect question to this call, that
Sure.
I didn't do the question to you yet, what will be that question and how can you answer to that?
That, yeah, okay. So I think the perfect question would be, how do I take my business to the next level? And the simple answer is believe in yourself and don't be scared, because our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. That's not my quote, that's Walt Disney. Yeah, so that's it.
That's brilliant. Trust and have the courage to go to the next level.
Exactly.
Because with courage, no fears, only faith, and with the trust, you probably go forward and go even more forward than you believe. Last question. I like to live on the edge, so I'm gonna jump from one call to the other call. Do you want to leave a message for the world and being grateful on this call? If this was your last minute in the world, what will you say?
Enjoy it. We only have one opportunity to live this life.
Thank you so much for this call.
Thank you.
It was really goes really fast. We are almost finishing 55 minutes. I'm gonna record this on YouTube. I'm gonna share with you to jump whatever database you have or email newsletter or whatever. And I hope everyone on this call find a bit more about the book. You're gonna help. You're gonna contribute. You're gonna make part of the better world. And this is what I believe in the quarantine all together.
Exactly.
He did his job. He wrote a book. He put his time, his knowledge, his amazing and unique experience in one book. Now it's time for us. Buy the online book. It's very cheap online. How much is the book online?
$4.
$4.
Yeah, or
€4.
Yeah,
So,
and $9 for the paperback. So it's not expensive.
Paperback $9, guys. This is no obligation. Honor this time, honor this work, and let's contribute to a better world and be all better. Thank you, Gary. Love you, brother.
Keep well. See you soon.